How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to a brand new installment of this series. Something I wanted to talk about. It's something I tell everyone because I find it funny. And I just Googled it to see if anyone else is talking about it. And there's several articles talking about it, but it's not going to stop me from wanting to talk about this. All right? Because it's hilarious that they don't know this. Sports fans are nerds. They're possibly the biggest nerds I know. I've never met nerds quite as powerful as a sports fan. Okay, and I'll explain what I mean by this. Uh, think of everything that a nerd needs to be considered a nerd. Okay, they have their fantasy games like Dungeons and Dragons, pretty much tabletop games. Okay, they've got LARPing, where they dress up in fantasy characters and they pretend to be someone else. Cosplaying, which is the same thing. I would say LARPing is essentially cosplaying, but with activities like fighting with foamed swords. Um, they have their uh, stats with Dungeons and Dragons. They've got their statistics of certain, who would win a fight, Superman or Goku, right? So these are all the kinds of things. Oh, video games is another one. Uh, TV series. Now, if you look at a sports fan, they have all of that, right? You have the jerseys and the makeup they put on. That's cosplay. And then they go out in said jerseys and they play those sports like football and baseball with their friends. That's LARPing. You are pretending to be an NFL player in uniform. You are LARPing. And then you have sports cards. And on the back are stats. Guess what? You have a trading card game. You have actual trading cards. Though that is a nerd thing. There's some sports fans that will take it beyond that. They will decorate their entire house in their favorite sports team with like the flags and with the plates, or they'll have the cards with the team on the back of the poker cards, or some people even get tattoos of their favorite teams. Some of the most hardcore fans, these people are dedicated nerds. And I've heard a lot of people who have claimed that sports fans are actually geeks, not nerds. To me, they're the same. I don't see a difference. I feel that nerd is something that should not be shied away, especially these days, right? It's 2026. Everyone doesn't care if you're a nerd. I see so many people who play video games as an adult. Nobody cares anymore. Which, speaking of video games, there are sports video games. There are. And the fact that I see so many sports fans who actually play these video games, yeah, I mean, right there. All right. You've been cornered immediately the moment you start playing video games. You've been caught. I have met people who know each and every single player's name and their jersey, that the number that they have. I even have met people who know the statistics of the odds of which teams will win. Not to mention, by the way, fantasy football. Uh, are you serious? I mean, yeah, you're making money on that, but you're assembling a team of what you think is going to be the best football team. Come on. I mean, this is not something I put very little energy into thinking about. I think about this often. I think about this all of the time. It took me a while to get into sports, by the way. It started with soccer, which is really funny that I started watching soccer, because like up until then I wasn't really into watching sports. But my friend had me come out to have lunch with him, and we went into this restaurant, and it's not. I guess you call it a restaurant. It's the Broken Yoke. And I had a tuna malt, and I was just sitting there, and the soccer game was playing on TV, and I was really into it. I really wanted to see what was going on. And my friend had a few of his other friends show up, and it was so funny because I was so invested. Some of the staff members of the establishment came up and asked if we wanted to change the channel, and my friends were like, "No, we're not really watching it." And I was like, "I am. Can you turn it up?" And I will never forget. He asked me, "Who are you rooting for?" And I was like, "I don't know. I haven't really watched much of this, but I'm kind of rooting for Argentina." And he looks at me and he goes, "Do you want to come in the back and watch it with us? We're all watching the game." And I was so tempted. I was so tempted to be like, "Yes, please. Take me in the back. I want to watch this with you guys." But I was like, "No, I'm waiting with my friends." Argentina won, by the way. It wasn't even close. It was my first time watching soccer, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of hope this team wins." And watching them just absolutely destroy like that was exciting. I was rooting and everything. I was so excited. And my friend was like, "All right, well, we're done eating. We can leave now." And I was like, "Well, are you serious? The game's not done yet." It was the first time I had been that excited to watch sports. And when I started with soccer, it then opened me up to the rest of it. I started watching football, started watching baseball, basketball. I then understood more as an adult why watching the sports were fun versus when I was a kid, especially football. I think one of the coolest things about watching football is when it snows, because they do not stop that game. They will play in the snow, and that is pretty rad. That is actually pretty awesome to watch them play in the snow. It's like rain or snow, they'll keep playing. And I think that is really cool. Not the point. That was quite the rabbit trail I just went on. Sports fans are nerds. Uh, that was the topic of the video. I do believe that any sports fan who tries to look down on nerds, because there are sports fans that look down on, like, "Oh, you watch anime? Grow up." Bro, you wear jerseys and pretend you're a professional athlete while betting on fantasy football. Give me a break. You LARPing sack. Are you serious? How dare you? I'm about to roast you. How dare you? I would never do it in their face. They could probably beat me up. They probably could. I used to be pretty pretty violent as a person growing up. All right, I used to get in a lot of brawls. Not anymore. Um, I that's a lot of energy I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with that. Whenever I see that someone's like, "Hey man, you want to start something?" No, I don't actually. No, I just start eating nachos and, like, there's a beer on its way. I would much rather do this than whatever you wanted to do. Even if someone was to insult me, no, I don't want to. No, okay, you probably are right. I'm sorry. I'll leave after I eat my nachos, of course. But when it comes to sports fans, I feel that it's pretty amazing that they have that, to where they can just fully indulge into their fan base of, like, their favorite team. And it's actually really fascinating to look into all of the different things that can be sold for sports fans. All of the different jerseys, all of the different uh, furniture, even. I've seen people who've painted their entire room in the, like, color scheme of their favorite sports team. It is it's kind of impressive how far sports fans will go. I in some ways I'm kind of inspired by sports fans, to their dedication, because it's not like they kind of like that team. No, it's like a religion to them. They are fully dedicated to it, and I think it's kind of impressive, honestly, by how far they go. I mean, they'll decorate their car in their favorite sports team. They will even, I've mentioned it earlier, but like, yeah, they'll decorate their entire house as their sports team. I would not even put it past someone if they would name their kid after their favorite sports player. Like, oh yeah, this is my son, Tom Brady. He's gonna play football when he grows up. I don't know. I really think it's cool. But I am also convinced that sports fans are massive nerds. And you cannot convince me otherwise. That's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you for listening.